still 2 legs down to Hamilton, and we know what a fighter, I call him the street fighter, Hamilton. But the most encouraging thing for Barney is that in first few legs he had an 81 average. He's pushed it up to over 100 now.
96.
Hamilton's still around what he was in them first legs. So it's Barney the one that's on the improving. And it'll be interesting to see how this leg goes like before. He needs to break Hamilton in this leg and get straight back in the game, because as the game goes on, it gets harder because of the pressure.
Yeah, well, at the end of the first session, Barney was on 94.61. There it is, and Hamilton on 95.55. There wasn't that much between them, but in the first 2-3 legs, Barney's average after 3 legs was 86. Now that's the second session, both of them throwing magnificently. That's 45. Their respective average for those 5 legs between 6 and 10. Brilliant, and that's the sort of standard we expected from these two. That's the sort of standard we've got.
Yeah, the first session probably just brushing the cobwebs off, to be quite honest. You know, both had well, certainly Barney had a late night last night and coming first on this afternoon. Does play a little bit on your concentration, a little bit of tiredness. But this is where he needs to fill it up. There's 2. There's his 5th maximum. And that really does put the pressure and give him a bit of advantage. Now what he'd be hoping is he'll handle Hamilton hitting 1 treble, but 2 trebles could give Hamilton the leg.
Well, I'm just beginning to wonder
99
whether we're witnessing the start of a Barneveld surge, because the previous leg before the break saw him in magnificent mode.
60, and he required 106.
76, but he only gets a crack at it if Hamilton fails to take out 106. And he may well get it. He may well get it. Double 16.
74.
Oh, and if only you had another dart in your hand, I fancy you would hit it. But that opens the door for Barney. Be a little disappointed he only got 60 last time, but it matters not now. 2 darts at double 8. Took and he did 1 felt. Anyway, he's won 2 legs in a row. He's broken Hamilton there. Hamilton now just with the advantage of having the darts. Rod. And Barney backs in a 180. His 3rd in as many legs. His 6th. He didn't hit his first one till the 5th leg. He's now got 6 180s in 8 legs.
57.
Well, he's certainly on that surge we talked about. The first session was pretty poor by Barney's standards, but he didn't panic, John. You know, we talked about him just letting his 60. Form come in. After the match last night, he would have been coming in here so confident, you know, in his own game. And what he's done is let his form play in, and now he's really getting back at Andy Hamilton here. And this is where Andy Hamilton, we know he's that street fighter, that
96.
That man, the dogged man. And this is where he's got to hang on in here.
Yes, World Championships coming up December 14. There you have it till New Year's Day.
57.
And tickets on sale now. So don't hang around, folks, because they're going to go very quickly indeed. I've got mine already, Rod. Have you got yours?
Well, it's certainly one of the hottest shows
100.
In London over Christmas. Seeing the best dart players in the world. Now Barney, 6 darts from here, guaranteed. Oh, that's a great, and you can see now he's given a bit of emotion on the right scores. So Hamilton here needs to put some pressure on. Anything short of a 140 is not going to be good enough, and with that dart, he may fill it up for a maximum.
He went over left for the wide part of the treble 20.
84.
Over pitched.
Raymond requires 64.
Even so, Barney deserves to have first crack at a double here. and he will at double 8. Kind to him a moment ago, a fraction in, about a quarter of an inch. Oh,
56.
that's half an inch, Barney. Now
And
then,
he
Hamilton will rue the
164.
fact that he didn't score more last time, but he knows that this is gettable. The big finishes that came from Hamilton 2 rounds ago against Gary Anderson, how he could have done with one then.
41. Raymond, you require 8.
Not scored well enough in the last 6 darts to put any pressure on, but double 4 here for Barney. And he casually walks up and just plants it straight in the double floor. And a little bit of the come on. You can see him walking back there. Certainly, Barney now has hit that run. Hammer, he's got to hang on to his throw here, John, because he's just starting to come off the top of his form, as we say. Yeah,
you're right. Well, Barney's now won 3 on the trot for the first time in this match, and in fact he's won 4 out of the last 5. The one he didn't win, he threw well in, but Hamilton went out in 12 average. So Barney's surge effectively has been for the last 5 legs, admittedly one of which he lost, but 5 brilliant legs of darts, and Hamilton will be mindful of the fact that whilst he once had a cushion
100
of 5-2, he's got anything but now.
Well, certainly Barney has upped his average. Hamilton still around the same average throughout the game, but finds himself possibly 2 darts behind Barney at the moment in this leg, and it could be a breaker throw from Barneveld. Hamilton needs another one of those red bits.
100.
Not a chance here for Barney. You feel he may get 6 darts from 2-2-1.
And if he does go on to win this leg, suddenly there'll be a total juxtaposition in terms of favouritism, because Barney, having hit his 7th 180, now favourite to win the leg in 11 errors possibly, and for the first time in the match, go ahead, double 16, double 8,
25.
Well, 1-5-2 against Anderson, 1-3-4 against Anderson. At crucial moments, helped Hamilton a couple of nights ago. How now he could do with this. Is he going to go for it again and then double 13? That's what his intention was, and you can't blame him, Ron. He fancied lining one on the long side.
16.
Yeah, it was a perfect guide. He had to stay on the treble 20, and you're right, he needs to start taking these big shots out to hang on to Barney, or hope that Barney misses. And he's chasing doubles around the dartboard. Oh, and he hits the double 2, and you can see what the double 2 meant to Raymond van Barneveld. That was a big shot. You can talk about 170, but that double 2's worth as much as that at the moment.
Absolutely. It's always a relief when that double 2 goes in, because the follow-up, if you single it, of course, is that awkward double 1. But
140.
A wonderful, wonderful comeback by Barney. 5 legs out of the last 6. Certainly a surge. It's taken his average up from 94.6 now to 101.1.
100.
Also, what's happened, John, is he's taken over the lead on the 140s. He's clearly in the lead on the 180s, but now he's 8-7 on the 140s. Hamilton now
60.
leads the tons. It means that Hamilton is hitting too many straight tons, and Barney's hitting the 140s and 180s, and there we have it. And that's why Hamilton in the early days was leading the 140s by a long shot, and that's why Barney's had this surge.
Well, 26 3-figure scores from Hamilton.
135.
Make that 27. But look at Barney, 31. That's a big difference after only 13 legs. Now the tournament 180s. Barney 27
100.
against Hamilton's 15, and Hamilton's actually played more legs, quite a few more legs than Barney, over the course of the groups and the knockout of this competition.
Well, Hamilton's renowned for 140s, 134, switching down, which is what he hit. I mean, the 134 going down there to me is equivalent to a 140. We talk about in darts terms, 3 darts, 6 darts, and that's certainly doesn't a 140 here for Barney. Another 140. What he's doing perfectly now, every time Hamilton's getting a chance, Barney's coming in with the sucker punch and putting the pressure on.
Yeah, he's got into the game now, Barney, well and truly. Another one of those for double 16, unlucky. Well,
92.
yes, I agree. I agree with your notion, Rob, that with 2 darts in your hand, it's a treble 14 double top. Single 3 will leave double 4. And that's brilliant from Barney. 8-6 up now. He really is on a roll. He was going for 25 double 18. When he hit the ball, there was no reaction. He knew he wanted 11 and hit 3 double 4 as clean can be.
And we don't see, or we haven't seen, that emotion in Barney for quite a few years. He's now believing in his own ability. And when you believe in your own ability, you get fired up. But going back to that bullseye to Andy Hamilton here, with the size of his dart, he closed it up so much. We talk about percentages. That treble 14, for me, was the shot.
Well, I always believe in 82 with 3 darts in your hand. Fair enough, go with the bull route. But when you've only got 2 darts in your hand, I think I've said consistently over the years that treble 14 double
55.
top is the shot. I'll stick with that. You concur, not everybody will.
Well, certainly in that situation, John, when he's already got 1 dart covering up 2/3 of the bullseye.
55.
Well, Hamilton has got to stop the rot. He's starting to lose too many legs on the trot. He's got to get this leg back going into this
96.
break. And, you know, 6-4 up at one time. He was 3-0 up, then 6-3, 6-4. And now he finds himself 8-6 down.
Yes, and while his game hasn't changed a great deal, there are signs now that this Barneveld surge is beginning to have its effect on him. He's still averaging 97, knocking on for 98.
60.
But Barney has raised his game,
170.
has changed the game around so that now the onus is on Hamilton. Suddenly to have to add 20% to his game, Rob.
150.
Well, what's been happening like the last 3 legs, all Hamilton is getting is like the shots like this, the 150, it was a 146 previously, the 132 the previous leg. He's not scoring well enough to keep with Barney
80.
to put that extra pressure on.
Raymond,
So now Barney steps
36.
up, double 18, and this is his favourite double.
13 darter, a 14 darter with double 9. And that's right in the meat of the double. Barney wins all 5 legs in that session and now is in command. Barney leading by 9 legs to 6 on his way possibly to the final of the Grand Slam.